Gonna do my best Sean Connery impression here. Welcome to the Rock.
Welcome to the Rock. That's pretty terrible.
Welcome to the Rock.
We are Kyle and Nicole, avid travelers from Michigan. In 2021, Kyle quit his job and we have been traveling across North America in our travel trailer while I continue to work full-time from the road. We love to create content showing amazing destinations, things to do, free camping spots, and RV life. We hope you will like, subscribe, and comment on our videos and join us for these fantastic adventures. You never know where we will pop up next. At the end of November, we had the opportunity to visit the infamous Alcatraz. The island is now a national park, and the only way to visit is by booking a tour. You can book a day, night, or behind-the-scenes tour, and each offers something different. We booked the night tour, which departed from San Francisco at 3:40 p.m. While waiting for the ferry to the island, they have a very interesting model of the 25-acre island that shows the layout and various buildings. Before the island became a maximum security prison, it was used as a military fort. In 1858, the construction of Fort Alcatraz was completed, and in the early 1860s, it became a military prison, and in 1934, it became what we think of today, being dubbed America's strongest prison and the pinnacle for maximum security, housing the nation's most notorious criminals. The island is less than 1.5 miles from shore, and the ferry ride is only about 15 minutes. You get beautiful views of San Francisco and the Golden Gate Bridge while ferrying. Upon arriving to the island, you are instructed to make your way up to the cell house to begin the audio tour. You're free to explore the open areas on the island on your own before or after you complete the audio tour. Ferries depart the island at scheduled times, the last being at 7:40 p.m. During our visit, we stayed until the last ferry.
Welcome to the Rock.
Fun fact, there are apparently cars on the island. We are currently on our way to the Cell House audio tour. There's quite the uphill hiking here, but if you have mobility issues or conditions, you can take the tram. The tram is prioritized for those people first. The audio tour here was pretty cool. It was actually super helpful and very informative. It was narrated by both officers and inmates.
Inmates consisted of bank robbers, gangsters, mobsters, kidnappers, and murderers. The men that were sent here were serving time elsewhere, but troublesome inmates were sent to Alcatraz. Time served here did not count towards their sentence, and the only way to be released from Alcatraz was by the warden's approval.
Prisoners would plug their headphones in here to listen to the radio. This is the recreation yard. This is the dining hall. The most dangerous room in the cell house because everybody had a knife and a fork and a spoon.
This is D Block. D Block was reserved for the most dangerous and violent prisoners. They were only allowed out of their cells once a week. They could be there for any number of days to years.
These cells here are called the hole. This is solitary confinement, where if you were sent here, you would be in total darkness for 19 days with only 15 minutes of light per day when you got your meal. This is a visitation window. Prisoners can receive one visitation each month, and phone conversations were monitored in the control center, and discussions of prison life and current events were not allowed.
Education courses were offered at the prison, however not many took them. Books, however, were popular amongst the literate. Literate convicts read 75 to 100 books per year, and the library contained over 15,000 books, both of fictional and educational material. One thing surprising to us was learning the families of the prison guards lived on the island as well. During one of the escape attempts, it was the plan of the inmates to take hostage the women and children in order to get off the island. That escape attempt never materialized past the cell house. The only thing that stood between the cell house and the escape was one single key that a guard hid in a toilet and was not found by the inmates trying to escape.
It's also very interesting because it's so loud in there. Everything in there is either concrete or steel, and even walking, the sound just echoes and carries. The hospital ward is also open during the night tour, and it's uber creepy. If you book the night tour, you get access to a variety of special ranger-led programs.
One of the best parts of the night tour was listening to the ranger talks. There are several different topics that they'd focus on, and you really get a more in-depth understanding about life at the prison. Other than the audio tour and exploring the cell house and grounds, there is a gift shop and bookstore on the island. There is also an interesting exhibit about prisons across the globe. I'll give you one guess which country has the most incarcerated per capita. If you stay until the last ferry, you will get the chance to listen and watch the closing of the cell doors. They opened and closed the doors several times. The doors are operated on a lever system that takes some effort to operate. Listening to them was very harrowing. They are so loud and they feel so final. I couldn't imagine how it would feel to have that be the last thing that you hear each night before bed. Fun fact for you, Hollywood has actually come out several times to record the sounds of the doors, and it was even used in the Jurassic World movie as the sound when locking the gate to the velociraptors.
Pro tip, if you wait until after the last special thing is over, you can take all of the photos you want with nobody in them.